Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I have Emily joining me. Hey, Emily.
Hello.
Guys, we have an exciting story. One of Emily clients got rid of the third party and you know what? Changed the sexual orientation of the third party as well. So I know that question has come up. Can you change? Yes. And you can actually even change people's religion. You can change anything about them. And we are going to talk about that. Absolutely. Right now, Emily does have 50% off her coaching. She is an experienced coach. So we are so happy that she's joined us. Link is in the description, as well as, guys, we are giving away a free course, how to identify your blocks to manifest anything fast. It's going to help you build your mental diet, because, you know, one thing I didn't realize when I was first manifesting is that questioning is a block. Questioning is totally a block. You're not focusing on what you want. You're too busy questioning. Why isn't he texting me? Why is Jerry ignoring me? Why is Jerry always busy? Why does Jerry want to hang out with his friends and not me? Those are all blocks. You need to focus on what you actually want. So this course is going to help you to build your mental diet, you know, and I know there's a group of people out there that says, well, you know, blocks don't exist. Well, you know, if blocks don't exist, tell me why you don't have everything you absolutely want right now in this second. You know, it's because, you know, your thoughts create, and they either put you in line with what you want or they don't. And, you know, if you have a negative thought, then that's a block. So, you know, we all have to work at a mental diet, and, you know, and even some of us that, you know, adopt and love that lifestyle have our moments, right? So I have no blocks and resistance, and that I always do keep on a mental diet, but go easy on yourself, right? That's a little bit of a tall order, right? So anyway, that course will help you, and it's absolutely free. So yeah, let's dive into this.
Amazing. I love this story because I think it's just, you can have and be and do anything, like anything. Everything is just a story that is just pushed out and can be, you know, we're here to learn to, you know, play with energy, you know, and everything's energy. So your thoughts are energy. And I love this story because I feel like this was almost so effortless as well. It was insane. So I had this client who knew exactly what she wanted in a specific person, in a man, so to speak. And she had written it down actually in a list of characteristics in terms of what they look like, how they were, what they did for a job, like everything, including looking like one of their exes that they thought was the most handsome person in the world. So this person ends up being at a public space somewhere and meets this person. This guy walks up to her and introduces himself to her, and she's taken back, like, oh my gosh, this person's like beautiful, what the heck, and has all of the kind of characteristics and everything that she wanted. However, she then decided that she just wanted to work on being a business owner for a minute. She didn't really want a relationship. So she ended up just being like, oh, I created it. I can create it again at some point, another time. I want to go have fun right now. I want to be young, wild, and free. And I was like, you go, girl, you do your thing. So she ended up moving into a city a year later and decided now is the time I want to like mingle and find somebody. She ended up going onto a social media and seeing that this guy that she had met a year ago was now in a relationship, and she was like, oh, I missed the bag on that one. That would have been a great one. Like, that's so annoying. And she ended up going and telling her roommate the story of what happened, and told him that, you know, this person would have been amazing. Like, we have all of these things in common that would have been amazing life goals for me. And I just kind of let it slip out my fingers. And she was ready to let it go, but her roommate said, well, just keep an eye on it. You never know what could happen. You just never know. And she was like, oh, whatever. Sure, maybe one day you'll be single, but they seem official, so I don't know. Anyway, and this client came to me and she said, you have no idea what just happened. I just looked on Instagram, this is a few months later, and the girl that he was dating has decided that she's gay and that she's now liberated and living her best pride life, and is, you know, so proud of who she is, and is just living her best life, and now single, and I'm ready to like whatever. And now I don't know if she's, you know, gone off and chosen to be in that relationship, but I just thought it was the most beautiful story of none of this matters, because you don't know what somebody's true self is really doing on the inside, and you get to decide that. If you want to decide that you want everybody to find their truest self, and this feels like the truest self for you, something wonderful is going to happen for that other person, whether it's they decide that they got their dream job in Australia and they've found their niche in life, and that means that they have to say goodbye to the old life and start anew, and you get this. I think it was so effortless and it was so beautifully done, and everybody kind of found their happiness. So
that is so wonderful. I love that, and that also, shows that when you release the resistance on something, right, it does show up, right? Now, and it, what, you can also change people's religion too. So, and with the third party, like, you can create whatever, like, in your mind, if you think that the relationship is so great, then it is going to be so great. If you think, okay, well, you know what, they're not really meant for each other and my SP wants to be with me, then that's what's going to be. It's going to be whatever you decide it to be. And a really good way to release resistance, where it's going to happen for you easily, is if you really trust and believe in yourself. Okay. A lot of resistance comes from the fight of, do I really create? Do my thoughts really create? And let's just, get rid of that fight right now. Create a list of little things that you manifest every single day and watch them come true. Someone buying you a coffee, someone opening the door for you, somebody bringing you lunch, somebody, I don't know, bringing you, carrots. Okay. Some things are random enough, that that they're yours, but there's no resistance to them. You know what I mean? 100%. That you can look back and yeah.
And I think what was so great about this story as well is that during that whole period of time, this client was really focused on other manifestations, like, business investors and, gym workouts and meeting people at the gym and just seeing all of these other manifestations unfold that, when there was no focus on, oh, this will never happen. It was just sort of like, oh, whatever. And then it just, before her eyes, unfolded. And I think that that's so true. If you just set an intention and then go and focus on these other things that bring you joy, that you're manifesting on a daily basis, your recognition of your self-power goes through the roof. And if you look at everything that happens to you as well as a chance to learn from, I even think that sometimes running into your blocks and feeling completely powerless at times can be the most empowering moments, because you realize, oh goodness, like I created this, it really pushes you back to, no, I am powerful. What have I given my power away to? Where can I reclaim my power? I think looking at every single thing that we run into as an opportunity of growth, of empowerment, of, hang on a second, what am I doing in my mind? What have I been practicing? Where has my attention been going? Have I been too distracted? Am I listening to too many different people's opinions? Like, what do I actually believe? And you start to realize how simple and easy this really is. And I think we were speaking about this before, about having really good intentions. When you have good intentions for yourself, it leaks out onto good intentions for everything else and everybody else. And we want everybody to succeed. We want everybody to have a really good relationship. We want everybody to live their best life. I think the beautiful thing about that story is that this girl now is liberated to be her best self. In her truest self. And I think that's, if we want to wish anything upon any third party or anybody in general, it's that.
Exactly. Like, I absolutely love that, and it's one thing that comes to mind. So, I did that with an ex, he didn't want, obviously, to get back together with me. I had this whole story, and, I'd lived my life for 3 years, and basically just, did other things, dated other people. And, I said, we'll run into each other again and we'll be together. And, and that was okay with me. And, sure enough, I ran into him and we were together again. Now, the other difference, with Andrew that I ran into, and I know some people are in this, is, they really want it to happen and they're faced with the situation every single day. So, like, for instance, with me and Andrew, there was 8 months of dating where he didn't want to be in a committed relationship, so, could I run away and think, okay, I'm going to focus on other things? I was. Whenever he would cancel a date, I'd go out and party with my friends. I had a great time. I had a great network of friends, I had my business, I had everything, I was doing really well. But in that situation, what I did is I accepted my current reality as, okay, you know what, we're dating. That's fine. You know what, I'm going to enjoy every moment being present here, and then when it came time for me to, basically find the block and deal with it. I've done many videos about this. We had the relationship talk which it did push him away. We nearly broke up, but he told me why he didn't want a committed relationship, that he had baggage. He was previously married. He didn't want to get hurt again. And I was like, oh, was that it? And then 5 days later, we were making plans to move in together. So, the point is, right, to release the resistance is to be in the present moment and trust and believe that your thoughts create. You don't have that worry. When I wake up and I look at something and I'm like, oh, I'm a bit worried. No, I'm not. No, I'm God. My thoughts create. It's going to happen, and then back into that relaxing and enjoying the moment, and having hors d'oeuvres at Costco going, yeah, you know what? My bills are paid. Yeah, I'm getting married. Yeah, that's happening, right?
All of those things that make you feel really, really joyful and grounded. I think that if you are in that situation where you're facing it every day and like it's giving you resistance, so go and create a girl tribe. Go create a tribe of girls that you can do yoga with or dance with, or do some really fun things that you have no resistance to, that are going to bring you so much joy and fun filled love times, because you'll start to realize that once you do that, this is going to fix itself. The intention's there, the thoughts are there. But the more we fixate on something, the more we allow resistance to come up, because it's consuming everything, right? And I think that can be very, very easily avoided by focusing on other creations. And maybe you have a goal of like, I want to have the best booty in town. So, you go to the gym and you manifest the perfect personal trainer, and then you manifest the perfect workout routine, and then you manifest your favorite pre-workout, and you're consumed by all of this excitement that this just unfolds naturally.
Exactly. So like myself, like I like to have a schedule. So every morning I'll remind myself, read my intentions or what I'm creating. And sometimes in the afternoon and in the evening, and then the rest of the day, it's like time off. I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying my being in the present moment, and then if I do have idle time, where I'm going to have negative thoughts, I stay on my mental diet, right? And I grab those thoughts and I flip them, so I think it's very important, to be thankful and to enjoy your day, and when you're having fun and enjoying, then we're not sitting there worrying and stressing about stuff, right?
Absolutely. I think finding that relaxation and go get a massage.
Right? No, scrubs, Korean scrubs. Oh my goodness. Yes. Amazing. I was like, just a little side story, right? Like, I mean, I don't know, any women over 40, you don't care anymore, right? So you get down to nothing. And then these little Korean people like scrub you. And it's amazing, actually.
Really?
Yes.
We're all going to have to try that. And I
was a little bit worried at first, but I'm like, okay, look I'm over 40 and I'm married. I'm like, I don't think it matters anymore.
Yeah. Nope. I love that so much. And I think it's about remembering as well, like anything can change in an instant. Everything in your life can change in an instant. You may go for that Korean scrub and you walk out of there and your life is completely different.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything can change in an instant, it's absolutely amazing, and it's just, be happy. Don't worry about anything, be still. Be still and know that you are God, like Neville says, and enjoy the present moment with everything. And, and it's like, when I have resistance to my current reality, I think it's pretty normal, because as creators, we want to grow, we want to change, we want to create. So if we didn't have that drive, okay, so what I feel like the cycle is, okay, so here's Amanda down here, okay, let's say I'm renting an apartment and I don't have a boyfriend. And now I feel like, growing and creating to get a boyfriend and buy a house. Okay, then now I've got to be uncomfortable with my current situation to make me go to that next level. So it's a natural thing for us to feel that ick, that resistance to what we have now when we decide we want something better. But what we need to keep in mind is to be thankful and happy, because whatever we have right now that we don't want anymore, we wanted a year ago and we created it. So everything you have right now, even though you don't want it today, you did want it at some point. To some level. Okay, maybe you did create a circumstance you really don't like and you created it by accident, but you still created it, right? Yeah. So don't resist it. Be thankful for it. Somebody does something, that you don't want because you created it and you're worried about it, still thank them for it. You know, don't resist it, because if you resist it, it's going to persist, right? So, you know, that's the best way to release your resistance, you know? It's like, yeah, you know what? I created the bed I'm laying in right now. That's fine. Do I want to change it? Absolutely. What do I want next, right?
Yeah, I think it's just really recognizing that there's levels to yourself, you know, and I think that sometimes when you are, that's such a good point. That was so beautifully put. You know, like it's just acknowledging that you will have resistance to where you are, but yeah, recognizing that you created that from a certain space that you were in the past, and that's still beautiful because it's still you. And
You know
you
what? Sorry, I got that from A Course in Miracles.
love that.
You know,
Yeah,
because I wanted to question why I resisted my reality and why I got that itch, you know, and
yeah,
because, you know, and okay, so because I would look back and go, well, a year ago I wanted this. Why is it now icky to me now and I'm resisting it? Well, because I want something different, you know, and that's the same thing too. If you ever been in like your relationship and then you decide you don't want to be with them anymore. Well, you didn't want to be with them a year ago. That's why you
yeah.
manifested it. Now you've changed your mind. Now you're getting the ick because you want to go somewhere else, right? But you just got to remember what you have now is what you wanted before, right? So, you know, but that's what drives us. Just don't get consumed by it, right?
1,000%, 1,000%. And you
Yeah.
can change your intentions, you know, like at any point. It's all you at the end of the day. So
Mhm.
I think that's a really, really good point to add, because I think that's what a lot of people feel. Well, in my experience from coaching, a lot of people feel that resistance to their current reality, right? And it's just about recognizing, okay, well, there was even a version of me that thrived off of feeling resistance to relationships. There was a version of me that got lots of energy from having these stories about relationships. And now it's time for me to see them and realize, well, I don't have to live this out anymore. Like, I can live a very different reality, and I recognize my power. I can change this. I can transmute this. And tomorrow's a new day. We get
Exactly.
completely new results from
Oh,
this.
exactly. And I think we get addicted to emotions to some level
Absolutely. Yeah.
as well, you know, and you know, and get addicted to playing the victim. And then we'll start creating, you know, that to happen in our lives because we're living in that and it becomes a cycle. So, you know, you just need to break it, you know, you just need to break it, you know, and I think the big thing, you know, for anybody out there playing the victim is stop taking things personally. Everything's empty and meaningless.
Yeah.
Okay. If you manifested somebody doing something to you, okay, well, first of all, you know, you've created that, okay? And second of all, it doesn't mean anything. It's empty and meaningless, okay? So, you know, let's take some, you know, responsibility to shift it right now. I'm going to say this right now is like, you don't have to forgive people. Like, you don't have to go back. Like, one thing I'll be honest with in relationships, for me, cheating is a no-go for me. I don't forgive that. I don't come back from that. And I'll tell you why, because I can't. I'll never trust again. So if I manifest somebody in my life doing that to me, then I walk away because I'm not a doormat. I've just manifested it to go too far. Same with hitting. I don't do that. Right. And of course,
Yeah.
anybody out there, if you're in abusive relationships, please leave, go see some authorities. We're not saying, you know what, you can recreate these people that are physically abusing you. You can, but don't, you know, but I mean, where's your line? Don't, what I'm saying, because when I first learned this, I thought, oh my God, I have to change everybody. Everything's my fault because everyone's being pushed out. Well, no, you know, you've got a story that there's good people, there's bad people out there, there's healthy relationship, there's unhealthy, right? So, you know, just because, you know, something was unhealthy doesn't mean you have to absolutely fix it, you know, and make it your life's mission. It's like, no, that was an unhealthy relationship for me that I manifested. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to go do something healthy, or you can change it. There's no right or wrong here is what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah.
And I think all too often, you know, people think they have to change things. Right.
Exactly. And I think it is a very personal decision, but I think sometimes that lesson in that for you, that waking up moment, is actually, I deserve to create a different, beautiful life for myself. I deserve something different, you know? So yeah, it's very specific with each person, but I think that just not shaming yourself for what you've created in the past and simply moving forward is the key as well. But anything is possible. As we've said, like, everything and anyone can change at any moment in time. And your stories are just stories. There's no need to feel shame, no need to feel guilt, no need to beat yourself up. It's just picking yourself back up and realizing where the energy's flown.
Thanks for wrapping that up because we went somewhere else.
We did.
There's a lot in this video. It's going to be a long title.
I love it though. I think it's just, you know, there's no resistance to being able to create anything for anyone at any point in time, as long as your intentions are pure, your intentions are good, because remember, everybody is you. So whatever you're wishing and judging on somebody else, it's all on you.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. There's always a chance, you know, when you wish ill on others, that it's going to reflect in your life on you. So, because everything is a reflection of your assumptions and your thoughts, you know, and so it's best, you know, to just wish people well. And if you don't want to wish them well, don't wish them anything, and just wish yourself well and yourself to be better. You know, it's like, you know, when, you know, people say, want to, like, you know, they don't believe in you, instead of wishing ill on them, well, what's the best revenge? Is you being successful. You know what I mean? You know, show them different, you know, and be a better person, you know, and create that for yourself, create success, right? And that'll show them, you know, and you know, it's,
I often say, like, I often go off in those situations and do my thing. And I often say, I just hope whatever avenue they choose, they find peace. They find peace. They find
exactly. You know what? So I actually created people to not believe in me when I started my business, and they didn't think I should quit my job and start my business. And I believed in myself. So instead of me wishing ill on them, I just wished myself to be successful. And I did. And they are still my friends to this day. And now they don't even remember that they told me not to quit my job. They were, in fact, they changed the story because I revised it, right? Saying that they supported me. And now they look back and when we reminisce, they're like, oh, I totally supported you. I told you you should have quit your job sooner and blah, blah. And it was like, but I know that wasn't the story, but they remember it different because I revised it, right? But that revision, instead of me focusing on wishing them ill, it was like, no, why waste my time on that? That doesn't even make me feel good, you know?
Exactly. And I think it's really important as well. I love that topic, is that the past doesn't exist. Nothing exists. So just shift it now, shift a new story, and that's going to be your life. If you decide it to be, it's all up to you. It's all up to you, your energy, your stories. But the past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. Everything is just one big illusion that you're telling yourself. And that's why you have these coaching sessions, to ground you.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Amazing. Well, thank you so much. And I intend everybody got something from this video. Definitely.
We can't wait to hear your success stories.
Exactly. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.